All right, ready? All set? Good evening, welcome to the March 17th Clifton Park Town Board meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Stephanie, if you call the roll.
Councilman Morelli?
Here.
Councilwoman Reed? Here. Councilman Lanier? Here. Councilwoman Wallet? Here. Supervisor Barrett?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve minutes of March 3rd.
So moved.
Second. Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed? Yes. Councilman Lanier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, communications and announcements. Anybody?
Yeah, I just have.
Yes.
I just want to acknowledge this past weekend, we hosted another edition of the Repair Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to thank all the volunteers from our Green Committee who leads that effort, usually twice a year for us. This year this session, we actually moved it to the mall. So we thank Mr. Khan, who's the mall owner, for allowing us that space to allow for a little more room. And we had quite a few volunteers offering to serve as repair experts. I did make it by Saturday morning. There were quite a few residents that were taking advantage of some of the many experts there. I saw lamps getting fixed, Christmas decorations. There were some textiles, sewing, that sort of thing. So again, it's something that our Green Committee puts on in the hopes of repairing and reusing something old that goes into a landfill. So again, thank you to that committee and all the volunteers that they bring on board a couple times a year to offer that service to our residents.
Very good. And yes, and also want to add my thanks to the Green Committee and everybody involved in making that happen. Anybody else? Okay. Mr. Morelli, you want to?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
So as you may or may not know, and you'll know after tonight, March is Kidney Cancer Awareness Month. If you're on social media at all, you may have seen some things going around on social media. This Strong Like Samantha, and wondered who this person Samantha was and what's the significance behind this ribbon. Samantha is a junior at Shenandoah High School. My family knows her well. I know my older daughter has danced with her for years and was diagnosed with kidney cancer a few months ago. And our guest is going to tell us more about how that occurred. But I invited someone who's been supporting that family to talk a little bit about Samantha, her courageous battle against kidney cancer, also to raise the awareness of kidney cancer for us and for the community. One of the things that stood out to me about this effort around Samantha is that it's really been youth driven, and Samantha has really has a big network of friends and supporters throughout the Shenandoah community. I know the dance studio where she dances has people from schools all throughout the region. So this has really gone beyond Shen to many of the other schools. My son is a senior at Shen, and at one point he reached out to his sisters, like, who's this Samantha person? So it really has taken on a life of its own, which is a great thing, because it's really been about how Samantha's exhibited strength in her family and her supporters going through what she's going through. And the other thing that has stood out to me is there have been a lot of businesses that have kind of rallied around the family to support, help raise money, and just raise awareness of kidney cancer. I've placed some cookies in front of the town board members. There's also some there. Those are courtesy of Dolce Biscotti, one of the many businesses that have supported Samantha. So I've invited Elizabeth Espians, who has been one of the key people supporting Samantha and her family, to maybe just talk about Samantha's journey, kidney cancer specifically, and what we can do to help, perhaps. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of the board to bring awareness to kidney
If you
cancer.
could just pull that microphone down a little bit. There you go. Thank you.
So again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of the board to bring awareness to Kidney Cancer Awareness Month, and also Strong Like Samantha, which the logo was actually designed by Samantha herself. Samantha is a 16-year-old Shen student who was recently diagnosed with Chick-DUX4 fusion metastatic sarcoma. It's a very rare sarcoma. There are only 10 reported pediatric cases, and Samantha is the third or fourth youngest recorded. They will be treating it as a Ewing sarcoma. Samantha will have a total of 7 rounds of chemotherapy and will most likely need at least 2 surgeries to remove one of her kidneys and the lesions that have spread to her lungs. Samantha is a typical Shen junior who is excited to have recently gotten her driver's license and to begin the college search process. She began to exhibit some symptoms at the beginning of February, and she was admitted to Albany Med for further testing. And there, a mass on her kidney was identified and determined to be cancer that had spread to her lungs. Samantha will be receiving all surgeries and chemotherapy at Memorial Sloan Kettering. This means they will be staying in New York City at least until August. Samantha will not be allowed back to school for the rest of the school year. They will hopefully be able to come back to Clifton Park between cycles as long as Samantha's levels are high enough. Thankfully, this weekend was one of those weekends. The generosity of the Shen and the Clifton Park Half Moon communities has been overwhelming. We, her friends, the community, have been trying to raise funds for any medical costs that may arise and for future donations to kidney cancer awareness and research, as March is Kidney Cancer Awareness Month. The community members have already done so many things for fundraising. There's a GoFundMe campaign, and Val's held an apparel sale that closed yesterday. Premier Dance Performing Arts Center held an apparel sale, so they are able to show their support to Samantha while she's not able to compete with them this season. Shari Made bracelets are being sold. Ideal Nutrition of Clifton Park and the Nutrition Hive of Malta are running a promotion during the month on the Strong Like Sam tea. Dolce & Biscotti graciously sold Strong Like Sam cookies with 100% of the profit of those sales going directly to the family. Broad Street Bagel Company in Kinderhook is selling pink and orange bagels to support Samantha. Students at Shen this week are selling orange ribbons, pins, and bracelets to raise funds for kidney cancer awareness. A pickleball tournament at the beginning of April is being planned.
I'm signed up for that one.
Thank you. And a gracious offer from Pirates Hideout for an upcoming fundraiser involving Samantha's favorite flavor, banana Oreo, is also in the works.
That sounds good.
So, and one of the most creative ways to show support for Samantha's family has been to orange up, as the Kidney Cancer Association calls it. Coincidentally, orange has been Sam's favorite color for years, and it's also the color for kidney cancer. Their neighbors are showing support by changing the outdoor lights to orange. Every time you drive through the development, there is another orange decoration, light, something in a yard. I recommend you take a drive through Timberwick too.
There it is.
Drive through Timberwick too. It is not only in her development though, it has started to spread out. Thank you. There is one right on Mill Road, Clifton Country Road, as you go down the street right here. There's an orange light there. There's some in Clifton Knolls. They're popping up all through Clifton Park and Half Moon. Yeah, I think again, and thank you for allowing me this time to really bring awareness to it. It came on very suddenly. And there were really no indicators that something was wrong until something was wrong. So it's a very scary process. And they said that this is how it happens.
My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is there's about 600,000 people in the country who have kidney cancer, and I don't think there's any screening for it at this age. Like there's nothing like you can go to colonoscopy, 50, but I don't think there's a screening, and correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I actually do not know, but they told us when she's being diagnosed, it's not like something was missed. It just, she competed in a dance competition at the end of January. She is really a healthy, active, vibrant young woman with such a positive attitude and an amazing smile. And we're hoping that that's what gets her through this fight. That she has that.
What were her symptoms that she went to the doctor?
It began with some flank pain, just some pain in her side. It started there.
Well, we want to do anything we can to support and promote what you're doing and the community's doing on behalf of Samantha, and show our support to her as she continues through this process. So any links that you have to the GoFundMe, please make those available, and we'll get those up, as well as some other nice pictures.
And I just want to show some of the pictures that Elizabeth had sent to me real quick. This is Ideal Nutrition. I've had that drink. Very sweet. But it was for a good cause. It was very sweet. These are some of the bracelets that Elizabeth spoke of. And Morgan just got one sent to her at college. She wanted to wear. I think this is from this weekend, right, at the dance studio?
She was able to surprise her friends at the dance studio this weekend for her visit.
And obviously she's immunocompromised, so I think everyone had to wear masks to be around her. That's where I'll be playing. Supervisor, you're welcome to come.
All right.
These are some of the cookies. There's some out here for the rest of the staff and members of the public if you want to grab one. Those are the bagels that you referenced. It's actually my daughter and one of her friends out in Boston at track meet this weekend showing off their cookies. And this is the Orange Up campaign. So this is a nationwide effort. I actually talked to our Director of Buildings and Grounds about some local governments decide to orange up some of their outside facades. So we talked about maybe looking to do that for a couple days in March for kidney awareness as a whole. So I won't commit to anything, but we'll see if we can make that happen. If so, we'll certainly let you and the rest of the community know. And we do have a certificate we want to present to you. And it's from the Town of Clifton Park Certificate of Recognition for Samantha Getz and all the supporters of Strong Like Samantha. Town of Clifton Park wishes to recognize National Kidney Awareness Month and Samantha specifically her courageous fight against metastatic kidney cancer. So thank you to you, both of you, for all you've done to support her. Please let Samantha know that we are thinking of her and support her in society. Letter. Supervisor Palmer.
I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And again, thank you for all you're doing, and I'm sure Mr. Morelli will get those links and the pictures and do everything we can to promote what you're doing.
Thank you
God bless
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless Samantha. All right. Yeah, and you see young people across our community doing so many great things. We had Chris Spath here recently, and he did hit his goal. I'm not. Remember, he wasn't supposed to tell us the rules were. He couldn't say. I think I can say, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to say he hit his goal. I forgot to ask if that's okay to say publicly. So if it is okay, I'll update us everybody next time. But he did hit that very lofty goal that he had set. So great to see. We do have a number of resolutions for this evening. I'll ask Stephanie to read through those, please.
A resolution authorizing the highway superintendent to purchase the Case Farmall 100C tractor to be installed with a side flail mower, both to be purchased under Sourcewell contracts. Now therefore be it resolved that the Clifton Park Town Board authorizes the superintendent of highways to purchase a Case Farmall 100C tractor and flail mower for this new tractor under Sourcewell contracts number 082923 and 070821 respectively in the amount not to exceed $123,333 to be paid with municipal lease terms to be determined. The payment of the lease will come from DA Highway Fund, Highway Machinery Lease Payments. A resolution authorizing Single Cup Beersmith Brewery to use town roadways for their 5K charity road race on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes Single Cup Beersmith Brewery to use town roadways as specified in the attachment here to May 3rd, 2025 at 10 a.m. for the purpose of holding a 5K charity road race to benefit Helping Hands School. And be it further resolved that this approval is expressly conditioned upon receipt prior to April 18th, 2025 in the Office of Highway Superintendent of an insurance certificate in the amount of $4 million naming the town of Clifton Park as an additional insured. And be it further resolved that this approval expressly conditioned upon the roads not being closed, but employees of Single Cup Beersmiths Brewery are permitted to temporarily stop traffic with the assistance of professional traffic control volunteers or hired contractors at each end of the course in the event both a vehicle and race participant arrive at the same time. A resolution authorizing the rental of 39 golf carts from Satch Sales for July 4th celebration at Clifton Park, at Clifton Commons. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign an agreement with Satch Sales for the rental of 39 golf carts for the 2025 July 4th celebration at Clifton Commons, and be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to pay $6,615 for the rental and round-trip delivery of these 39 golf carts from account General Fund Festivals July 4th Fest. A resolution authorizing the rental of 8 electronic message boards from Donnelly Construction Inc. for the 2025 July 4th celebration at Clifton Commons. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign an agreement with Donnelly Construction Inc. for the rental of 8 electronic message boards for the 2025 July 4th celebration at Clifton Commons. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to pay $5,600 for the rental and round-trip delivery of these 8 message boards from account General Fund Festivals July 4th Fest. A resolution awarding the bid for pool chemicals for the Barney Road, Locust Lane, and Burning Bush pools for the 2025 season. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby accepts and awards the above referenced bid to Surpass Chemical Company Incorporated, 1254 Broadway, Albany, New York, to be paid as follows: from General Fund Barney Road Pool Supplies, from General Fund Locust Lane Pool Supplies, and from General Fund Country Knolls Pool Supplies, in accordance with the amount used at each pool. A resolution awarding the contract to Live Sound Inc. for the replacement of sound system components at the Clifton Commons stage. Now therefore be it resolved that the Director of Buildings, Parks, and Recreation is hereby authorized to accept the quote from Live Sound Inc., Troy, New York, to replace the mixing board, audio rack, and cables for the sound system at the Clifton Commons stage at a cost not to exceed $6,312 to be paid from General Fund Clifton Common Equipment. A resolution hiring seasonal staff for the 2025 Parks and Recreation programs. Now therefore be it resolved that the individuals listed in the attached schedules A, B, and C be accepted as staff for the town's 2025 day camp program and the Barney Road Golf Course, to be paid as indicated on the schedules through the end of the respective seasons. A resolution authorizing the town supervisor to negotiate an agreement to purchase 32.31 acres of vacant land adjacent to Riverview Road and to classify the project as an unlisted action and issue a negative declaration pursuant to seeker. Now therefore be it resolved, town board as the only involved agency determines that the project be classified as an unlisted action that will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and hereby issues a negative declaration. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with consideration of an updated appraisal report and recent EFP grant award notification. A resolution authorizing the town to accept grant funds from the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation under Title IX of the Environmental Protection Act of 1993 for the purpose of acquiring a land parcel near Riverview Road. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the attached grant agreement to receive funds not to exceed $110,500 and documents associated with implementing and completing the land purchase of the 32.31 acre parcel adjacent to Riverview Road. A resolution scheduling a public hearing to consider a local law establishing a moratorium on battery energy storage systems facilities. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Clifton Park hereby sets a public hearing to consider the establishment of a 180-day moratorium on any new battery energy storage systems facilities within the town of Clifton Park, and be it further resolved that the public hearing shall be held on April 7th, 2025 at 7:05 p.m. at the Clifton Park Town Hall located at 1 Town Hall Plaza, Clifton Park, New York, to hear all interested persons on this matter, and be it further resolved that the attached proposal and referred to the Saratoga County Planning Board for its review pursuant to Section 239M of the New York State General Municipal Law, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to publish notice of said public hearing in the official newspaper of the town, and to take any other actions necessary to provide proper notice to the public pursuant to applicable laws and regulations. A resolution approving an engineering agreement with MJ Engineering, Architectural, Landscape Architecture, and Land Survey, PC, MJ Engineering, for engineering design services and construction support for the Sitterly Road intersection enhancement and sidewalk connectivity project, and to create a capital projects fund. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board commits to fund the local match of 20% of all project costs, as well as first instance funding of all such project costs pending reimbursement of state share costs through the master grant process. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to pay in the first instance 100% of the federal and non-federal share of the costs of the design work for the project and portions thereof. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the attached engineering services contract with MJ Engineering in the amount of $914,000. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to create a capital projects fund, age 69, capital projects funds Sitterly and Clifton Park Center Roads. A resolution to authorize a transfer of undesignated funds of $30,000 to have free bulk waste drop-off for town residents at 3 town locations on April 5th and April 12th, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes a transfer of $30,000 from undesignated fund balance A914 to general fund convenience transfer station bulk waste to account for the additional costs to collect the waste and for the additional labor involved in the collection.
All right, very good, thank you much. We will consider each resolution individually, so please read the headings.
Resolution number 55 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the highway superintendent to purchase a Case Farmall 100C tractor to be installed with a side flail mower, both to be purchased under Sourcewell contracts.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Okay, second.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Leeang? Councilwoman Walwick?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 56 of 2025, a resolution authorizing Single Cup Beer Smith Brewery to use town roadways for their 5K charity road race on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025.
Second.
All right, so this is a very successful event. It's been going on for a number of years. It has grown quite a bit in size and scope, and we wish everybody a fun time and a successful day of raising funds for Helping Hand School, which is in the same industrial park as Single Cut is. One thing that we want to discuss going into next year is due to the growth of the event, and I think it's certainly everybody supports the cause, and we certainly like to encourage businesses in town having events like this. But there has been some concerns expressed from the neighborhood due to the size of the event, and perhaps next year the race will continue, we hope, and we can discuss maybe altering the course so that it's still a successful race, but at the same time, less of an effect on the neighborhood, Country Knolls West, that which has part of the race course. So we'll engage in those discussions. I know at this point it's a little late to do that. So it's something that we'll look forward to for next year.
And I would just add, Supervisor, I did have an initial conversation around that topic. I think when Dan talked about when this race first kicked off, it was 100 people, 150 people. It's now, I think, caps off at about 1,000. So definitely the course that was contemplated 8-10 years ago may not make sense given how it's grown. We'll explore that with the race organizers potentially for 26. We're not committing to an adjustment, but we'll certainly explore that. It is a certified course, so people who race in it and do well qualify for bigger races and things along those lines. So there would be some legwork ahead of time if there was a change. So we'll look at that. We certainly want to continue to support Single Cut and the businesses there, and certainly what they do for Helping Hands. So we'll figure out what may or may not make sense for 26 and beyond, and try our best to address any concerns that have been raised thus far.
Well, we had a similar situation years ago with the Katie Hope Run. For those that might remember that was a 5K that started in Country Knolls, and it just grew to a point that there wasn't enough parking at the Country Knolls clubhouse, and there were other concerns expressed. So we made alternative plans, and they continued to hold that race and became more and more successful over time without any disruption to that particular neighborhood. So similar situation. It's great to see these events start and grow, expand. Great fundraising opportunities for various organizations, but every now and again, the growth is great as far as the event is concerned, but it can also create some other ancillary issues when it does grow. So we have gone through this before, and we'll look forward to working with Single Cut, Helping Hands, and everybody involved to come up with an alternative solution. I did express expressed to me by residents of the neighborhood their concern as far as the growth of the event, and I think it's time that we do look for alternatives. So, any further discussion? Okay, Stephanie?
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 57 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the rental of 39 golf carts from Sash Sales for the July 4th celebration at Clifton Common.
So,
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 58 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the rental of 8 electronic message boards from Donnelly Construction Inc. for the 2025 July 4th celebration at Clifton Common.
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Second.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 59 of 2025, a resolution awarding the bid for pool chemicals for Barney Road, Locust Lane, and Burning Bush pools for the 2025 season.
Second.
All right, well, the pools will be open before we know it. Dan Clemens, I know our crew will be soon working to get the pools ready and opened. Any changes here on as far as delivery? I mean, we have everything established the same as we have in the past, right?
That's correct, yeah, no changes.
So we receive regular shipments of the necessary material to make sure that we're offering a safe environment for everybody who enjoys the pool. And look forward to another successful year. Very good. Discussion.
Just excited, we're talking about 4th of July and swimming pools.
Yeah, yeah. Be here before you know it. So,
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
yes.
Resolution number 60 of 2025, a resolution awarding the contract to Live Sound Inc. for the replacement of sound system components at the Clifton Common Stage.
So moved.
We have a great number of events and performances on the common, on the outdoor stage. And our equipment was getting a little long in the tooth, right, Dan? So tell us a little bit about what we're considering here.
Yeah, this is a new mixing board and an audio rack, and just a couple of cables. So the big component here is the mixing board. So when they set up the stage show, all the microphones all go into this big board, and they can adjust the sound so it's all nice and balanced and even.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is, and the rack to hook it all up with. Pretty fancy these days. They walk around with a tablet and adjust the sound.
Yeah.
Used to be guys running around in the dark with flashlights trying to do stuff. Now it's so modern. It was really pretty neat to see. But I worked on this with Mike Warner for a bit, getting this figured out with our sound guys and getting prices together. He got some of them, I got some of them, and put this here. And like you said, we're thinking about summer stuff right now.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's amazing how the technology is in this, as well as every part of our life, continues to progress. And you're right, there used to be a couple of guys there with a tent and all this equipment, and now they just walk around with a tablet. It's pretty amazing. So that's definitely a benefit here, that by buying something new, there is some definite advancements in technology that we'll be able to take advantage of, and will sync better with the equipment that is used in today's day and age.
Yeah, these acts that come have modern equipment, so we need to have modern equipment to match up.
Right. All right, good.
And I think the schedules are in the Parks and Rec booklet for the bands, as well as not some common players, right?
Yep.
So we can get their lawn chairs ready and block out their evenings.
Do we have time?
Let's hope for good weather.
It's a good buy, actually. We have 8 extra people in there.
Yes.
It's really nice. And also like DVD sound.
Yeah, they always do sound too. All right, got a little side gig for you. This kid can't be there.
Yeah. All right, very good. We're getting ready for summer fun. All right, so
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
yes.
Resolution number 61 of 2025, a resolution hiring seasonal staff for the 2025 Parks and Recreation Program.
So moved. Second.
All right, Mr. Warner.
We are rehiring 2 of our pool managers, hiring a new one, rehiring our swim instructor. The whole adventure challenge deck is coming back. 3 of the 4 golf course workers are coming back, and we hired 2 new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the first of many rehires.
Yeah, and again, we're very fortunate to bring in people that are have experience, and in the case of lifeguarding and camps, they have the certifications to make sure that they can that they're able to do the job, because especially with the pools, there's a lot of certifications with pool managers. Obviously, if you're a lifeguard, you need a lifeguard certification, and everybody starts as a lifeguard, and as you work your way up and get into a management position, there's always new certifications that you need to attain. So I just want to thank Bruce Sutphin. Bruce was a guard at Barney Road, and probably the other pools from time to time, but when he was a young man. He's still a young man, but when he was younger, I'll say, and he was the manager of Barney Road for quite some time. So he has an incredible amount of experience with the pools, managing lifeguards, and we'll certainly miss his leadership. But want to thank him for all that he did for the pools for many years. And who knows, maybe at some point he'd like to come back in some capacity. But just want to thank Bruce. He decided not to continue this year. Aaron Mackey is somebody who has the necessary qualifications and a lot of experience. So we're very fortunate to be able to bring Aaron into the fold. The other pool managers are the same, as well as our swim lesson director. She'll be returning as well. Do we have any openings left? Is there any position we're still looking to fill?
We're probably
think there
going to
was
need
one, right?
probably a couple camp counselors,
Mhm.
and we're still not sure about lifeguards yet.
Okay,
We're still getting resumes back.
right,
So I think if anything, maybe a dozen camp counselors.
okay. And all of our instructor positions, they've all been filled? I know we were looking for tiny hands, but I think that's been filled. Yep,
Mhm.
okay. Great, well, if you know a youngster looking for a fun, rewarding summer job where they can make a few bucks, send them down to Parks and Rec here at Town Hall. All right. We should, if there are any additional openings, and you're describing that there are, we should probably get something on social media, just, again, I know we have in the past, but let's do it again a couple times if we have to, and just remind people that there's still openings. Seasonal help, buildings and grounds, we're full there, right there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, very good. Any further discussion on that item? All right, Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walwin?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 62 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to negotiate an agreement to purchase 32.31 acres of vacant land adjacent to Riverview Road and to classify the project as an unlisted action and issue a negative declaration pursuant to seeker.
So.
Have a second?
Second.
John, you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yes. This is a 32.31 acre parcel adjacent to Riverview Road. That's a field that was previously hayed for agricultural uses. It's got a beautiful scenic vista, prime ag soils, is within the Saratoga County Consolidated Agricultural District number 2, and is a priority piece in the Western Clifton Park GEIS that the town has been in discussions with the property owner to acquire the land. As part of that, the town, in its due diligence, authorized the preparation of a grant solicitation or application to New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, which the town successfully obtained $110,500 towards on a 50-50 matching grant towards the acquisition of that parcel. This basically allows us now to enter into a contract with New York State to ultimately accept grant funding if we can come to a purchase agreement with that property owner, and then also complete the necessary paperwork, which is required under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, of classifying the action, which pursuant to seeker is an unlisted action, and issuing a negative declaration, which basically is a testament that the acquisition does not result in any moderate to significant environmental impacts. Open space protection actually has the opposite effect, but we still have to go through that exercise And you'll see in the backup documentation, I went through the analysis required under the State Environmental Quality Review Act to demonstrate no environmental impact. That's it.
Very good. And did you cover the next resolution as well?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
good.
The grant agreement and the issuance of a secret negative declaration.
Good. Okay, so the next two resolutions involve the same subject matter, okay? We'll first consider number 8. Any discussion
Yeah,
on
just
that?
a quick question for
Yes.
town attorney. So if we are able to come to a agreed upon price, would there be another resolution required by this board specific to that price, or does this resolution give the board the authority to move forward on a price?
No, we'd have to have a resolution to allocate the funding to make the purchase.
Does this resolution just have to do with seeker, right, John?
Yes, this has to do with seeker and then accepting at least the $110,500 from New York State, but it would require a separate resolution to authorize a purchase agreement between the town of Clifton Park and that private property owner.
All right, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, Stephanie.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Resolution number 63 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the town to accept grant funds from the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation under Title IX of the Environmental Protection Act of 1993 for the purpose of acquiring a land parcel near Riverview Road.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, John covered this resolution as well. Any discussion? Okay, Stephanie.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Resolution number 64 of 2025, a resolution scheduling a public hearing to consider a local law establishing a moratorium on battery energy storage systems facilities.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so this resolution will schedule a public hearing. I want to thank Dave Alexander and Dan Mathias for attending the recent town board meeting to talk about this subject in great detail. And there's a lot of concerning factors surrounding the siting of battery energy storage systems. And it's something that I think there's a lot of momentum here in the town board to take a pause and allow the town to study this subject matter before we would engage in any discussions with organizations who may want to place a battery energy storage system here in town. So that's the basic goal of this resolution that will be considered at the public hearing on April 7th. Okay, and they gave us quite a bit of material to review, which I found very informative and very concerning as well. Okay.
Yeah, I would echo those comments. I mean, thanks again to Dave and Dan for bringing this to the board's attention and the entire ECC, and having reviewed the materials, it definitely had more questions in there for me, and I think the board and probably our residents than answers. So in those instances, it's certainly worth, as the supervisor stated, taking a pause and getting those answers before we move forward. So moratorium to me makes sense, but I think I obviously will be open-minded for a public hearing.
Very good.
I agree as well. I think that given the information that we've been presented with and potential issues, it's important that we do our due diligence.
Very good. Anyone else? All right. Stephanie?
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet?
Yes.
Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Resolution number 65 of 2025, a resolution approving an engineering agreement with MJ Engineering, Architecture, Landscape Architecture, and Land Surveying PC for engineering, design services, and construction support for the Sitterly Road intersection enhancement and sidewalk connectivity project, and to create a capital projects fund.
So moved.
Very good, thank you. This is part of the process we've been working on to work with our partners at DOT. We were able to get grant funding that will, in the end, result in a roundabout in the Siddeley Road corridor, where Siddeley Road meets Clifton Park Center Road. There's a Stewart's on the corner. I know you have to narrow that down when you say there's a Stewart's on the corner, but it's a couple of years old. This will be another very good improvement to the Siddeley Road corridor. We were already working on extending pedestrian access in that area, but when the grant came through, it'll accelerate those plans and allow us to incorporate it into the complete intersection project. So John, why don't you give us a brief update on the process and where we are right now?
Yes, so we had a kickoff meeting in December with New York State Department of Transportation. Since then, the contract has made its rounds through the various state agencies, is now before this board to execute a portion of the agreement under Schedule A that basically authorizes preliminary engineering, final engineering, right-of-way incidentals, and right-of-way acquisition for the project. So it's a $3.45 million grant award, of which is 80% of the total project cost. And under this resolution, we're authorizing an amount up to $914,000 to complete those initial first phase tasks that with right-of-way acquisition can take us directly through 2026. When we deal with property acquisition, as we saw with Hubbs Road, it took in excess of 12 months. If it can happen quicker and we have cooperative adjacent property owners, we do everything to speed that up, but we build in 12 months in that timeline.
Very good. And that's, Mark, that's the initial town outlay for those expenses?
So what happens is that the town essentially fronts it first.
Right.
So we would pay 100% of the bill,
right,
and then get reimbursed from New York State through the federal government.
Right.
So we're 80% up to that amount.
Good. All right. Any discussion questions? All right, Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Minier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallach?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 66 of 2025, a resolution to authorize the transfer of undesignated funds of $30,000 to have free bulk waste drop-off for town residents at 3 town locations on April 5th and April 12th, 2025.
Second.
All right, we're going to look to offer the same service that we offered last year, which is a free bulk waste disposal service to residents. There'll be 3 locations: Clifton Common, Transfer Station, and Veterans Park, which is off McElroy Road. So people will be able to bring bulk items for free. We do accept bulk items, and when I say bulk items, it could be a number of things, but a lot of furniture and things of that nature. Those items are accepted throughout the year at the transfer station. However, there is a fee. And the price list is on cliftonpark.org for anybody that's interested. I would suggest you take advantage of this opportunity because there is no fee. So it's a way for us to offer an additional service for people to dispose of unwanted items. We cannot take things like electronics. Okay, so if you have old electronics and you want to recycle those, you can do that at the transfer station for free. So that's always available to you. We can't take appliances, but you can recycle appliances at the transfer station for free. We can't take paint and stains and things of that nature, aerosols, but you can recycle those items for free at the transfer station throughout the year. So what we can't take with this service, we do take at the transfer station, and then household garbage. We're not taking household garbage, but again, you can dispose of that at the transfer station throughout the year. So we'll be posting a lot of reminders, as we typically do this time of year, about the transfer station, the recycling and disposal options that are available to you. This year, again, Clifton Park residents can bring their yard waste free of charge to the transfer station as well. So there's many different services that you can take advantage of that are free, and you can get rid of a lot of stuff, and most of it gets recycled. Obviously, things like household garbage, well, that doesn't get recycled, but everything else I just mentioned does. So, and we continue to accept donations of bottles and cans at the transfer station as part of our Clifton Park Community Action Fund. So we appreciate those donations, as does the many social service organizations in our community who work to benefit many people. So we'll be posting more information about options at the transfer station, but for April 5th and April 12th, starting at 8, going to 4 o'clock at those 3 locations that I mentioned, you'll be able to dispose of bulk waste items for free. All right. Any further discussion? All right, Stephanie?
Councilman Rowley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed? Councilwoman Meir? Councilwoman Wallet? Supervisor Barrow?
Yes. Okay. I do want to ask the board to go into executive session, but first I'll ask if there's any other business to come before the board. We'll also go to public privilege first. I'm not sure how long the executive session will take, so if you'd like to speak on a town matter, please raise your hand. We'll ask that you come forward, state your name and address for the record, and please keep it to 5 minutes or less. Anybody that would like to speak? Okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to move to executive session to discuss current litigation matters.
So,
Councilman Rowley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed? Councilwoman Meir? Councilwoman Wallet? Supervisor Barrow?
Yes, we'll return in approximately 30 minutes.
please help yourself to a cookie or anything on those tables, and 15 will relieve it.
Yes.